Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of What to Stream. My name is Morgan Rojas, and I am joined by my favorite guest, my brother. Lupe is out this week. She's actually going to a screening of something that I don't think I'm allowed to say, but it's a really big blockbuster movie that I'm sure she's going to really want to talk about when she is able to. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'm joined by Ryan. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. Once again, always an honor to be on this lovely show as part of the Hollywood Critics Association.
Yes. And we both run Cinemacy, which is a website dedicated to independent film, art house films, documentaries, you name it in the indie sphere, we'll cover it. It's a good time. So check us out if you haven't already at cinemacy.com. So we have seen a few movies this week, some TV shows as well. And I want to get started by asking you, Ryan, what's something that you've seen that you really want to talk about?
Yeah, so a movie that I am so excited that is going to be able to be streamed this Friday is a movie that you and I both watched at Sundance Film Festival earlier this year. We watched it virtually, and now it will be able to be seen virtually as well as in theaters. But if you have Hulu, then I recommend you check out Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised. It's the entire name of the movie. And this movie is a concert film. It's a music doc. It's directed by Questlove. You know him from The Roots. Here he is making his directorial debut. And he is making a movie about this music festival that took place in Harlem the same year as Woodstock, 1969, that has just not been as talked about as Woodstock has. It was a festival that was groundbreaking in terms of all of the Black artists that played in Harlem, this park, over a few days. It was incredible. I could go on about it. I'm a huge music fan. This movie I get the chills thinking about it. I mean, that's how much it stuck with me. The music is fantastic. The stories are fantastic. How Questlove directs this movie, it's about 2 hours long, and it feels like a really rich experience. He has such a great touch to it. He brings the artists who are still alive back to be interviewed. They recount this footage, which also hasn't been seen like to date. It's been previously tucked away, like 50 reels of film footage of all of these Stevie Wonder and Nina Simone and The Fifth Dimension, like you name it, everyone at that time that was like the Black artist musician was there. And It's awesome. It's coming to Hulu on Friday and in theaters, but if you want to stream it, that's where you can see it.
The artists in this documentary, we have, Stevie Wonder, like you said, Nina Simone, Sly and the Family Stone, Gladys Knight and the Pips, BB King. I mean, it just, and especially watching it in quarantine and just being at home and it being in this like expansive field with people and music, it just was such a release and such a welcomed documentary that I was wanting to rewatch it, but obviously we couldn't really do that at Sundance. But I will definitely be watching this again Friday when it comes out.
Same, sure. Definitely, same. That's a great point. I mean, at a time where music festivals, music shows weren't even happening, this doc just came out of nowhere. And again, Questlove directs it with such a unique eye, and how it's not just, a concert doc. There's actual storytelling. And that's part of my favorite part about the movie, is these stories that seem so incredible. I don't want to ruin anything because the discovery is half of the excitement, but I'll say that my favorite moment, which is such a serendipitous moment, happens with the band The Fifth Dimension and their song, The Age of Aquarius, that is then transitions into Let the Sunshine In, which that transition, they explain the story behind that. And there's a whole story of how that song came together, that was created. You just have to see it to believe it. It's crazy.
I don't know if you can tell, but I have chills on my arms, just like remembering
that. Same. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how good it is. So people, that's what your Friday night or this weekend should be.
Yes. And a long weekend. So there's no excuse to not
4th of July weekend. Like, party it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Oh my
weekend.
gosh. Can you imagine? Ooh, idea. Can you imagine playing this outdoors, like on an outdoor theater
Ooh,
screen
oh
at like a
yeah.
barbecue and loud?
Oh,
Mhm.
incredible. That's how you should see it. Definitely.
Oh, I
Just
love it.
make it happen, people. Buy a projector. Do it. Do it big.
Yes. Well, the show that I want to talk about actually next is another um, dancey, vibey sort of piece of work, although it's really dark, kind of demented. And I can only talk about
Nice.
the first 4 episodes because the other 6 are embargoed until I guess the first, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's embargoed for a while. The show I'm talking about is called Physical. And this is streaming on Apple TV Plus, and it stars Rose Byrne as a San Diego housewife who has a lot of demons. She is battling an eating disorder. She's battling negative self-talk. She's kind of losing interest in her husband, who kind of belittles her, but she puts on this face of like, everything's okay. I'm going to drop my kid off at preschool. I'm going to do the chores and the house stuff. But she kind of comes to a breaking point and realizes that she can exercise her way out of the pain she's in, and it kind of offers her a temporary relief.
Oh.
It's all set in the 80s, which is
Mm.
also cool. It's kind of what inspired this.
Oh, okay. Sure. On brand.
Yeah,
Nice.
I couldn't help it. Just seeing like the leg warmers and the scrunchies, I'm like,
It's a
yes, I
look.
like it. Is a look. So the first 4 episodes, I'll say they're very addicting. They're hard to watch if you have ever kind of been around negative self-talk, eating disorder type of thing. It's very triggering, I would say, for some people. Hi,
It's a good
Ernest.
disclaimer.
um, and yeah, so I would say go into this like it's not just a comedy drama silly thing. It is heavy. It's really heavy. I don't know if this is the show to binge watch necessarily, and no pun intended with that phrase. um
Yeah.
I would say maybe 1 or 2 episodes at a time max, but I really think Rose Byrne is fantastic in this role. The expression behind her eyes just kind of says it all. A lot of it is also voiceovers too. So as
Oh.
the voiceover is talking and being like really negative and like curse words every 2 seconds and just kind of spiraling out of control, she kind of just plays this, perfectly put together housewife. And it reminds me of, the drama symbol, like the happy face, sad face
Yeah,
mixed
totally.
together. Like that's exactly her character at all times.
Wow. Okay. She's
And
bringing it back to the
yes,
original
she is a
happy,
thespian
sad,
in
thespian faces. That's
yes.
impressive.
Yeah. And the director and creator, well, actually, the director, which is cool, most, if not all, episodes are directed by women, which I
Right
think
on.
is so important for this type of story because it doesn't feel surface level or phony. It really feels intentional and personal. And I think that is what makes this kind of so uncomfortable to watch. The entire cast is phenomenal. Like I'd list them all, but it would take too long. I highly recommend it. Give the first episode a watch. It's available to stream now on Apple TV Plus. There's 10 episodes in total. The first 4 are available now, and then they'll be releasing every week up until the 10th episode. So yeah, tell us what you think. If you like the show, drop a comment below and let us know if this is one that you're going to keep watching, or maybe tap out of. We won't be offended. It's not our show, but
Yeah, I mean, I got to say though, what you just said makes me more interested to check it out. Just like how it uses, like you think about the '80s fitness workout craze and how it was just like so fake and superficial and surface level, but like to really deal with this like dark, heavy drama and emotion sounds interesting. And even to hear that this is created by a woman and directed by female directors like makes me more interested to see it too, just to like see what that perspective is. So yeah, it wasn't on my radar before, but I think I might have to check it out.
sweet. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh, there actually, I will say quickly as a sidebar, it will inspire you to work out. Like
Okay, get up off your couch right after the episode and do some
that's
steps.
kind of what I did. Like I would watch one or two and then do my Pilates like after, just because I felt like I needed to move. Maybe that wasn't the point of the show, but that is kind of a bonus. Like it will kind of inspire you to want to move your body after sitting for 30 minutes and watching an episode. So
All right.
that's a bonus.
Exercise those demons.
Yes. So that's my recommend for this week. Do you have one more?
Yeah, I do. So the next movie that I'm excited to talk about is a movie that will be able to be streamed on Thursday. So probably today, the day that this is going live, it'll be available later tonight to watch, is the new movie by Steven Soderbergh. It's called No Sudden Move, and it's premiering on HBO Max. So Steven Soderbergh had just made a movie for HBO Max called Let Them All Talk, and that was with Meryl Streep. It was
Lucas Hedges.
the Lucas Hedges. Yep, that was the movie about the writer. She's on a cruise. There's some friends, and it's all shot on a cruise. And it's. I loved it.
You did?
I'm a Soderbergh guy. Like I love his shooting. I love his comedy. I love just how he makes it so splashy and sophisticated. I know you weren't as thrilled on that one, right?
I didn't love it. That's for sure.
I just love it. I mean, I'm a fanboy for him. So anything he does, I'm just gonna like find the good in it. Yeah. And I found the good in that. But if you were lukewarm on Let Them All Talk, like let's say Morgan over here, then I think we're all in for a treat with his new movie, No Sudden Move. Apparently this is set in the 1950s. It's kind of like a noir movie, and it's about a group of criminals. I'm reading the log line off of IMDb because this is just so new to me. A group of criminals are brought together under mysterious circumstances and have to work together to uncover what's really going on when their simple job goes completely sideways. So here he is Steven Soderbergh going back to his heist roots. I mean, you've seen Ocean's 11. Everyone's seen Ocean's 11. Soderbergh, when he's working with a heist sort of storyline, is just at his best. He's the smartest guy in the room. Yeah. And this cast is just like incredible. We have Don Cheadle, we have Benicio del Toro, and on and on and on. Brendan Fraser apparently is in this movie. When's the last time we saw him? Good for him. Matt Damon, I guess, is in this. John Hamm.
Oh, wow.
It's Ray Liotta. Huh? Yeah, those were all, but Julia Fox also in the movie. You saw her in Uncut Gems. Yes. So Amy Seimetz also in the film.
Nice.
And a lot of other names who I'm not as familiar with, a lot more than I am. This cast is just stacked. You got to check out the poster, got to Google it, or just straight up watch the movie. I mean, the way that Soderbergh is going, I don't think he's done a period piece before. Internet, let me know if I'm wrong and shame me in the comments, but this is going to be interesting to see how he does 1950s noir. The trailer already looks great. It looks like, you know, the most cinematic thing that you could get from a streaming platform that's new, from one of the top directors and top actors. It's going to be great. That's how I'm going to spend my Thursday night, and then Summer of Soul right after that. Oh. So if you want to join me and my watching, you and yours, then do it.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't realize that was even coming out. Has that been promoted much, or have I just been I've been oblivious?
Driving around more that things are opening up, and I've been seeing like bus stops and billboards and some posters and signage for it. So It's been getting a light talk about, but maybe this is one that they just want to drum up with word of mouth, much as what we're doing here, and see what happens. Yeah, it's interesting though. It's like Steven Soderbergh is apparently an HBO Max guy, where a lot of other directors are finding their homes in other streaming platforms. It feels like HBO Max is doing right by him, so he's going to make movies for them, even though this year HBO Max ruffled a lot of feathers with releasing all of these new directors' movies on the streaming platform, the day and date that they will also be in theaters, Dune and some of these really big movies. And
In the Heights, right?
In the Heights also, became available on the streamer, and some people didn't like it as much because they streamed it from home and didn't really feel the appeal. So the filmmaker's vision wasn't really captured. But I think Soderbergh just knows how people watch movies. He's a digital guy. He doesn't shoot on film anymore. I think he understands what is just going to be the best for his movie. And that's going to be streaming on Thursday. So yeah, I'm buckling in. I'm ready.
Awesome. Well, those are pretty solid, I have to say.
Yeah, it's fun that July is bringing back like a lot of new titles. Like earlier this year, it was like, what do we got? Do we have anything new?
Oh,
it was
God.
finding classics and that sort of thing. But now it feels like things are picking up. Old movies from last year that previously didn't have releases are also coming out. So I'm excited to talk about those.
Yes.
The next time that I am on this program.
Yes. And quick question. So as members of the Hollywood Critics Association, we're voting on our different mid-season awards, which are due today, FYI. But there's one question that I really was interested in, and I want to know your answer, because by the time this airs, they will have already been out in the public. But what is the one film that you were anticipating for the second half of the year?
That's a good question. I was kind of stumped on that because in my head, when I saw that question, there was only 5 to choose from, but they were big titles. I was thinking, if I could only see one of these movies for the rest of the year, what would it be? So I really
Should we say on the count of 3 what we both said?
Yeah. Okay. Because it might be the same. All right.
It might be the same. 1, 2, 3. Last Night in Soho.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that was my. I'll say that was my initial gut reaction, or that's what I was going to put. But then I was thinking, like, if I couldn't see The French Dispatch, the newest Wes Anderson world, like, I wouldn't be able to go on with my life. So not to say
God
though,
that's not coming out.
Yeah, not to say that Last Night in Soho does not look just like it's going to, totally upend everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, all of them. French Dispatch. Yeah, we've been waiting on that one since we went to the Fox Searchlight, when it was Fox Searchlight party. How many years? 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Yeah, I mean,
now
they were
just Searchlight,
barely promoting it. Oh, right. That's how long ago it was.
That's how long ago.
Pre-Disney, pre-COVID, pre-Disney.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So yeah.
That's a good answer. Maybe I have a tie. I think it's too late to change it. But, oh, well.
They're all coming out though. That's the great news. We'll see them all.
Knock on wood. Yes, they're all coming out. And hopefully we'll be able to talk about them soon and for the next few months while these amazing movies keep coming to theaters and streaming platforms. So this was awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. Lupe should be back next week, but if not, maybe we'll see you again next week.
Whenever Lupe has something going on, just where to find me. You can hit me up and I will be here.
I know where you live.
You do.
All right, cool. Thanks everyone for watching this episode of What to Stream. If you have any recommendations on shows or movies that you think that we should watch, or if you're just curious about something and you want us to try and get a screener to see if it's worth investing your 1.5 to 2 hours of time, let us know. Leave us a comment. And also make sure to follow Cinemacy on Instagram. That's where we're the most active. But if you like Twitter, that's fine too. We're on Twitter at Cinemacy Speaks. Again, thanks for watching and we'll see you next week. Bye.